All right, good morning, sports fans. Let's get to it. Okay. It's a little bit of a impromptu stream here. Nothing really planned, but it was either do nothing because it's ugly outside, or fix the shower head in my place, which I really don't want to do because that's disgusting and not fun, or paint some minis. And so here we are, avoiding responsibilities. Yeah, we got a bunch of space wolves. We're gonna do one, and if anybody's watching this, well, you get to pick, I guess. Whoever. Let me present you this diverse cast of characters here, and then. Well, I think it's like there's every available hero except Bajern, the Dreadnought, and Logan. Because Logan, I need to keep for later because it's a big chunky piece with like extra stuff, so we're not gonna do that. But we can do one of these fine fellas. Okay, so here, battling the gloves here. Okay, there we go. What is this? Hold on, there's a thingy. Oh, it's like polls and stuff. I don't want to do a poll right now, but maybe later. Okay, so what we can do the following. Okay, so we got Bob the Builder over here. That's like an old school guy. He's like the Tech Marine, the Space Wolves version of Tech Marine. So we can do that guy. So Bob the Builder over here. And this is I think it's Wolf Priest. He's pretty baller. He has a small weapon. For a Games Workshop guy, very small weapon. Probably got a big stick to compensate. You know what I mean? He doesn't need the big stick. He already has a big. He's always carrying a big stick around. Doesn't need a big one. So we can do Big Dick Rick over here. We can do Najal. I say them all wrong, by the way. I know some people have been arms about this. So Najal, the Stormcaller, with his little pigeon. That's another option. And then we can do, I don't know, Oscar the Hero over here. The lieutenant type guy with a hammer. And then we can also do Oscar, but with a sword. Like do the same head like a moron. Oh, perfect. They're different. Cool. And then we get into more fun because this is Ragnar. So that's a cool guy here. That's a fun guy to do. He's like a the cons of this guy is he doesn't have a power weapon. It's just like a big chainsaw, so that we don't get to have like the fun glowy stuff. And then of course, last but not least is Arjac. Yeah, Arjac with the hammer. So we could do that. So yeah, pick any of these, and then I'll look for paint. So if anybody is watching this, because this was all set up in the last like 15 minutes, so I might be all alone here. It's okay. I'm okay with this. But like, am I alone? Here's the real the real question. Hold on, please hold. Oh, by the way, if one person's watching and you're not subscribed and you subscribe, you will be our 1100 subscribers. So that's cool. Because we're at 1099 right now. So showing it out there. Yeah, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying it would be cool. What's the deal here? How can I access my fucking? Why can't? Sorry, I'm. Listen, ain't this quality content, folks? Hold on now. Trying to get the fucking thing. Like I might not even be live. I can't get to like see the freaking. Usually on YouTube you can kind of see the thing that you're doing, but I can't right now, which is driving me insane. Oh, view my channel. Is that the? Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys, I figured it out. So we were live. Okay, so you know, nailed it. Oops. Double volume. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Okay now. So I will. Again, you guys can pick any of these fun heroes to do. It doesn't matter which one. Uh, just pick your favorite or whatever have you. Hey, Parabellum, joining me for some fun. Yeah, so we can pick any of these fellas. I'll just go make sure I have the right colors because I want to do them in a little like spicy take here, a little not necessarily an experiment because I've seen this color combo before, but it's really not like maybe the common Space Wolf color. So I'll just put the Be Right Back screen just to gather all the paints, and then uh okay. Oh, so well, Parabellum is here, so we're gonna recap the character. So Bjorn and Logan are not in this pile here, so we have them, but they'll be for later. Maybe we stream Bjorn, but he's not a fun stream guy because there's a lot of like long, boring base coats on him. So we can do Bob the Builder over here. We can do Big Dick Rick over there because he's got a small stick here, so you know he's packing a big stick somewhere else. So that's Big Dick Rick, chaplain or priest, wolf priest maybe. We can do Najal, the wizard with his pigeon, and we can do Oscar with a hammer. We can also do Oscar with a sword. We could do Arjac, the Rockfist, and we can do Ragnar, the blackest of mains. So I'll gather some paints and we'll pick whichever. That will be that. So give me 2 seconds. All right, so I've returned. I was way less ready than I thought, but I have the good paints. I have also a water pot, a trashy discard our airbrush leftover pot. So the crowd has spoken. We are gonna do Arjac Rockfist. A fine choice. Offers like a whole lot of fun because he's got like a saucy hammer to do. No real wolf belt, so that's like a problem for future us. And he's a big ass Terminator, and that's a fun guy to do. I've never done this model before. That's always a plus. And the first thing we're gonna do is some little tactical breakage because this is a 50 mil and it don't fit on my handle, so we're just gonna put him on like a placeholder because I'm not gonna do bases. We're maybe gonna dabble with the base just a little bit just to see what's up, but I'm most likely not gonna do bases on this stream because I don't know exactly what color I want just yet. Not sure. I don't think I'm the one that glued this guy. If I am, should come off. If not, it's okay. Breaking. Breaking minis is kind of my favorite part of the hobby, you know? Right. Foot glue. Oh, that foot's also glue because that's definitely not a meat. I don't glue. Not like a crazy bastard. Okay. Right. Took away half of the freaking base with his foot here, so I'm gonna. So I have other 50 millimeter bases. I don't care about breaking this one, okay, guys? It's not. Probably gonna recycle it or reuse it for some other project. It doesn't matter to me. And got our buddy boy over here, and we're just gonna place him on this 40 mil base instead. That fits on the Games Workshop official butt plug. Then we'll get on to painting. So if you're watching this in replay, I guess you can skip ahead, kind of the fun part, you know. But we're almost there, because we really don't need a whole lot of like waiting for this, because we're gonna spray this on there. Smacker guy, and that should do. Well, that did it for a very brief moment. Okay, not to worry, not to worry. It's okay. I fully expect this guy to fall off like a couple of times during this. That's fine. Right. Oh, good. Emu, I want you to stick on this, silly goose. Oh, wait, I think we have like maybe 10. I'll give it 10 minutes. We can take side bets on this if it lasts under or over 10 minutes. Emu. Okay, now. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So I think what we do is we will do the guy first, and then mask like behind the hammer, and then do the hammer, and then get the real painting. Which brings us to our second choice, which is what color should we do the glow? And our two options are purple and turquoise. We would have other options, but I think purple and turquoise are our two best bets for this. And like a bluish kind of turquoise, like ice, because that's like a very like a Space Wolfy thing to do. And I guess this is a commission, so we don't have like the full, like the full creative like spec. We have to make like wise choices for the other 2,200 points that go with this guy. So we can't just willy nilly everything and be full on requests. Like this cannot be like an entirely crowdsourced scheme because it won't work that way. But I don't think I think both I think purple and turquoise are two like really good choices in terms of color because they're both gonna look really nice with the team. But since we're doing the armor, we can wait to kind of see what was the final color of the armor, and then maybe purple. Because I'm leaning towards turquoise because it's more classique, I guess. But maybe once we do the armor, because I'm using a different kind of color, not the standard like Space Wolf color. Maybe that kind of solves the problem for us. Now this, yeah, okay. I was about to say it's not working, but really. So I'll need to clean this after this stream, so not having a good airbrush day so far. Fine. But for the purpose of this stream, we're just gonna use it, and we won't tell anyone that it's not behaving properly. All right. So for step one is we're gonna redo our primer because I don't know if you saw, but it was pretty spotty. Whoa. That's my kind of new technique. I've been doing that for the past past year, I think. Really, just like a very loose primer with the spray, with the shaker can, and then we spray back the proper color. I've been pretty satisfied with this because you get like the best of both worlds, where you have like the all the top parts in the raised areas get the black spray from the can that's like super durable, and then you get kind of a lighter touch into these like recesses and whatnot that you usually don't get with spray cans because they're not really subtle tools, you know. It's also pretty cost effective as well, because you really don't have to use the spray can too much. Because it's like when you try to get like a full coverage with the can, you get like a lot of like waste. So that's when you know, in money wise, you spend like a lot of you end up like spending a whole lot of paint, and the cans are like, you know, they're not the cheapest thing, especially the black. Like I love the Citadel color, the black, which for some reason the name escapes me right now, but it's pretty much my go-to. It never fuzzes, but it is not cheap either, right? So this gives us, I think, this really is the best of both worlds. The spray, the shaker can, and the airbrush primer. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this. Get all the recesses all black. The inside of the shield as well, no big. Okay. Cloak here seems to be maybe a little light. Right. So now let's see if this technique well, actually, recycling. There we go. Oh yeah, this is what I use. The AK primer right now is really good. This is 16 something from Bastion. Got this one, and then I bought. This also has it. And if you're in Quebec City, I think this is a pretty common one. I don't think I think a lot of stores have it. And then I removed the cap. I don't use the like dropper thing. I don't care about it. And that's how I used it. And I've had this one for the past like four months. I paint a lot, and it's still like about here left. So pretty good value for $16. I don't know if the other play maybe Bastion usually is the cheapest, I think, of the three stores. I think I might be wrong because Fenris has like weird dollars, and I don't really like to go there. Just because. Well, first of all, they were close to my place, but now they moved, so. But definitely not my favorite one, because they have like this like they have a discount, a base discount that's like lowered. The price is higher than most places, but they also have like a loyalty program on top of that. So if you're like a regular shopper there, it's probably good bargain. I think Bastion's just usually just like low price. Like I don't know if they price match or whatever, but they're usually like pretty low priced on everything. Except I found regular Games Workshop, they don't discount these at all, which is funny. Because they discount, like they have everything below, and then the paints are just like regular MSRP. That's um, something I learned recently. Okay, so we're gonna use Stegadon Scale Green. That's gonna be our main color. Now it says green on it, but it ain't green. That's lying to you. And so we're gonna thin this pot down because that's gonna be for. This is brand new. Just cracked it open just right now in front of you. And this is gonna be for our entire Space Wolves army. So we can't thin this straight in the pot. We don't give a shit. Because this is gonna get airbrushed a whole lot if this works. And if it doesn't work, well, it doesn't matter. I like this color anyway, so we're gonna find some other reason to use it. It doesn't matter to me. All right, so we'll give us a good shake, and then we'll be on our way. So a little bit, and we'll need to thin this down a little bit more. So pretty plenty. Even though he's a big guy, that's a whole lot of paint. There we go. Give this a good shakerino. Do you, Parabellum, you said you love AK primers. Have you tried like a bunch of different ones? I only have the black, and it's like super matte, which I don't, like I'm not buying it because it is matte, which I'm not like a big fan of the fact that it's like super matte. Are they all like super ultra matte or whatever the name that they use for this finish? Or are the other ones like maybe more regular? Or actually, is there like even a black that's not matte? Maybe I didn't do a whole lot of shopping, honestly. I used the Pro Acryl one for a bunch, and then it sucked. Like it was really bad, and so that was kind of my. This is my second try at this like technique. Um. Right. So now we're gonna leave like a little bit of black, but like very, not a whole lot. Okay. We're really interested in having this be the main, our main color. We're still gonna spray from the top down. That will give us like some sort of like base, like shadows. Like maybe like in the behind the shield and everything. That spot can stay more, more black. Actually, we can keep some of the. I don't hate this. Okay, maybe we keep more black than I originally planned. That's because that color is like this is I like this like a whole lot. So I think we're gonna play with this a little bit more. So we're gonna keep some of the like that black like this. See, this is like so matte. I'm not the biggest fan of. You can see it's not that big a deal. It's just. We're just gonna do the anvil up there just because I don't know exactly which part I want to not be gray and what part I. Okay, but this color is pretty saucy. Like this I like. Okay, where we're going with this. So now we're gonna use our secret weapon, and it's our secret weapon because it's not in the common like Games Workshop rack. Like some stores, if they don't have like the full Games Workshop like array of color, they probably won't have this in its Thunderhawk Blue. It's you need store if your store doesn't have the big like twin Games Workshop rack, it won't have this one. So that's like kind of a little bit of a fringe color. And then if you don't use Games Workshop paints, well, this color exists in some other stuff. I just don't know the name of it. But that's really kind of our secret weapon. That's the color that I'm interested in. Ooh, what is Trax? Is that like some sort of metallics? Sorry about. I'm going back to the primer here. So this is another brand new one. So we're gonna open it and fill it with thinner again because we have a buttload of space. This guy is thick. A whole lot of love in this one. It's a proper shake. I'm just gonna wrap the sides here with a paper towel just so I don't spray the fucking room with this Underhawk blue color. Okay, but this is like we're in, this is a very cool color. I can feel, guys, I can feel it. It's not the standard way. If you were looking at this stream and thinking like I want to like a Codex color Space Wolf, this is not what we're gonna get. We're not going that route. Oh look, thank God I did the thing because it was definitely not opaque. It did slip through. So smart play by us. And then but then this. Oh yeah. Okay. Calm down, buddy. This is still like pretty thin, so that's good. It's not too thin. So we're just gonna give. Yeah, maybe it needs a little bit more. Oh, Matt Brown for rusted. Oh, that's a. Oh, that's interesting. I'll look into that one because if I could use brown primer, that would be probably my go-to on like a lot of like brown primer, like dark brown primer. Ooh, that's probably the most underrated primer out there. Like people are always like, black and white, and then the gray, dark brown. I tell you, whew. Oh yeah, I'll do mean things for a dark brown primer. Okay, now, okay, we're in bit. Okay, we are. Oh, we're so in business, guys. You don't even know. Okay, so now we're gonna be way more careful about this. Let's start with our like top down, just like zenithal. Holy shit! Like oh yes, look at this. Oh shit! Yes, look at this. This is dope. This is sick. Oh, color is sick. What's up, Mr. Dwarf? I have a dragon in my place for you. I need to sort out this box, but okay, but okay. See, so even though the color that start like we started with a color that was called like something green, saying green. Oh man, okay, we're in business now. So I'm not paying attention to the shoulder plates because we're gonna do them like black or something like that, so it doesn't matter to me. Okay, but this, oh yeah, this is the color right here, fella. Because like, what if we do this and then we take like something like Fenrisian gray, which is like lots of blue in this one, and then we just do hedge highlight with this. Now we're gonna get like something super crispy. That's probably like if you guys are a fan of like next level painting, that's like a really Kenny style of like transition of color. With these like interesting colors. Okay, so I'm okay. I love this. I think this is the way to go for all of this. We don't need to put a whole lot more highlights. Again, I'm really interested in the edge highlights with like a super light tone. So we're gonna go ahead with this, and I think I'm because we stayed like a lot darker than I anticipated. I think we're gonna go for turquoise on the hammer. We're just gonna do like turquoise and white. I think that's gonna be our. I'm trying to see if one of them is open, but this is how I'm super bad at like remembering paint. So sometimes I go and when I buy one paint, I buy like 3 or 4 that I think I'm gonna use. So apparently for like a month, I thought I was out of Temple Guard Blue. This one looks like it's gonna be the freshest. Maybe we start with this one. We give it like an insane shake because this is weird. Yeah. I'm just Alright, so now we're gonna clean this properly because this color is like super matte still because it's basically blue gray, right? The colors that we use basically grays with like some blues and some greens, I guess, mixed into it if you want to get technical. So we want none of this for our glowy color because then it won't really be glowy because it's gonna have some matte color in there. So we don't want that. So I really maybe I should message Francois and give him like the link to this thing just so he can see and tell me if he likes this bullshit. Well, we can finish this guy, and then I'll send him a message with the link or with a picture of it, and then if he doesn't like it, he'll just tell me, and then we'll just have one cool guy. And if I really like it and he doesn't, I'm just gonna buy a new Arjac and keep this one. If we really like, maybe we don't like it. Also, it's possible. Or we rarely paint stuff we don't like. Okay, so this is so far. So this is like basically it's gonna be a 4-color because we're gonna use this on the armor. So we got 4-color on the armor. So everything else can be a little bit more maybe simplistic. Again, this guy is a cool ass hero, but we have to think. We have to do 2,200 points of non-bombastic heroes. They're gonna be just like trooper schmuck and everything. So we don't necessarily need to. We need to kind of pace ourselves here, right? Like this is not like a $200 hero that we're painting right now. So this is like a tabletop. Tabletop quality miniature, right? You have to treat it as. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna ghetto mask this situation. Again, we don't need to overcomplicate things. We're just gonna use a paper towel to mask off the space wolf in the direction that we're spraying. So we probably will break it from the base because. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a goner. That actually will make this much easier. It's gonna suck for like the viewing, but it's gonna make our task much easier. So we're not gonna complain. Because I'm masking it by I'm just kind of like keep spraying always towards the paper towel. So that's why we won't get like a overspray with this technique because we're always spraying towards either away from the mini or towards a paper towel. So. And I really want to go light. I don't want to keep any of the black for this because our guy is already pretty dark by himself. So, want this hammer to be as blue as possible. That's cool. We're not gonna glue it together just yet. So now for our white, what we're gonna do is we're gonna dump all of this, rinse it like really quickly, maybe leave a little bit of leftover. So it's gonna be like essentially 99% white, and then whatever's left of this little turquoise in there, that's gonna be fine. That way, even though it's like a power weapon, we're gonna get some blue in it, and then this allows us to also do some extra edge highlight with the white. Just dump some white on the board here. So this should be plenty. Yeah, so you can see. So you see, it's already like with just the leftovers. It's already not straight up white. It's like very a much lighter tint of this turquoise color that we had. So we're gonna switch paper towel, fold it in. And then hammers are always weird. You have to kind of pick and choose. We're gonna do towards the middle of the hammer so that the inside is like lighter. And the idea with this is that when we paint the other details, it's gonna stand out. Like right now, it's a little bit messy. So that to me, this is fine. Do you pronounce the J in Arjac? Guess about. But I say all these names wrong, kind of on purpose, because I don't think I can pronounce them correctly. So I make an effort to go like the extra mile to say it wrong. So like, for example, the Dreadnought I call Bjorn, just because I know it's like it's bound to be wrong. So I can't even like you can't even blame me for for anything. It's Bjorn. So this guy is Arjac. Like the super. He's an American, a real American hero, Arjac. And then we got Najal as well. It's the same thing. Yeah, if you go deliberately wrong, it's I don't know. Maybe it. Oh, I guess now that Games Workshop has like these official battle reports and whatnot, if you go on the Warhammer, is Warhammer Plus like still a thing? It feels like I haven't seen this in like ages. But yeah, if Warhammer like TV, Warhammer TV, that's the name. Like if Warhammer TV, they have like battle reports, so they probably say it at some point, and you have to assume that however that like presenter says it is like the correct way. Because it's the same thing with like Catons and Stons and whatnot. Like apparently in Dawn of War, the video game, they call them Catons, and so people say, well, that's the correct way to say it. But if you call them Stans, because we're big fans of them, nobody questions it, same difference. What the fuck was I doing? I lost my entire. I guess I was cleaning. Okay, I completely blacked out of it. Let's go. Okay, get it together, Dubois. Okay. Okay now. Right. Okay, airbrush clean because we're probably not gonna need. Not dabbling with the base too much with this today. Right. Right. Okay, airbrush is sort of clean. I need to like deep clean it, so I'm not really gonna shortcut this a little bit, okay? Right. Oh yeah, if you guys are watching this, would you mind taking a quick second to like this video? It helps the stream gets like shown to. We get some more people in here. If you guys like this content, if you're watching live, I guess if you're watching this on replay, like it as well. It can't hurt really. So putting it out there, doing a little housekeeping. I think we need a glue counter because this is the third time it breaks on us. So maybe we need like an actual battle damage counter or something. That would have been like a fine stream edition. I didn't plan on breaking it so much, so I didn't prepare for it, but I should have guessed. Right. Okay. This color is Pollen. So now I think maybe we start with the hedge highlighting. Well, you know what? I think we start with hedge highlighting just to see like kind of like the full effect, and we might need touch-ups on it, but that's risk we're gonna take, I guess. But now we're gonna take a little bit of a sip of coffee here. Right. Okay. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's start with some hedge highlights on all of this. See where that gets us. I kind of also like to finish these like colors, especially for these streams. I like to have like like the armor is done, and then we move on, and the hammer is done, and then so on and so forth. Having all kinds of trouble today with all these brand new pots here. This is not working out for us. Come on now. See, I put it in the stream on camera because I thought I would fail and it would be better content for you guys, but I actually need it. So Right, so this is Fenris. So these colors, in case you can't tell, I don't really use them too much. So we're kind of like discovering as we go the like consistency and everything. Okay, so edge highlights. So we're not gonna do all the edges. Okay, we're not gonna be crazy people like our friend Mr. Dwarf here. And this guy, he's the highlight king. Okay, he highlights like a crazy person. We're not like that. Okay. As I say that, I realized I'm doing the entire shield, but that's fine. Right. This is gonna be probably like the most time-consuming part of this is gonna be the agile because we even though it's a small thing, we do need to take a lot of time on this because with like too heavy, yeah, you fucked it, you fuck up. But it does give us like some nice little crispy. That was the shield. Let's do the other hand, or let's keep doing that arm, I guess. Do again the big shoulder plate. I'm not really doing because it's not gonna stay gray. We're gonna do that in some sort of color. Haven't really decided which one yet, but some sort of color. I don't know if you're still watching, Etienne, but if you're around, have some time to play. I'd love to play against your Emperor's Children. I don't know how much you play them still, but I could get some reps into that army. I haven't played a whole lot into it. You have some like loose time in the holidays or whatnot. We should try to get a game in. And if you're not watching anymore, well, fuck you. I didn't want to play anyway. Uh, uh, son of a this strategy here. I did all this just because I could use the handle because I thought it would be much easier. It's not. Okay. Uh, Because like full disclosure, I only use the handle on these streams, like in my like day to day. I don't really. It's just because the handle makes it weird to like. Because like right now, like my hands are covering half of the fucking thing, right? Okay. Okay. Keep going on the arms. For some reason, I skipped like the whole like back of the arm. I'm going pretty fast and loose here with this, but you definitely take your time here, just because even though I've never painted an Arjac the Rockfist, um, I've painted a lot of Terminators in my day, so I'm kind of know where I'm going with these highlights. But if you're not sure, you can do the Mr. Dorv way of just you just hedge highlight everything. It takes more time, but it also takes out kind of the guesswork because you're just like, well, is this an edge? Yes. Well, we should. Rocket science. Again, this is a very this is a very time consuming step. Oh, you have 2 weeks off of the holidays. Cool. That's baller. Perfect. We'll. Yeah. So this again, this is a very time consuming step, but the payoff is really good. Like if you want to save time, I think you could maybe airbrush this step here instead of trying to do it like with the hedge highlights, and it would be less like crispy and clean, but it would give us like the same kind of um gradient, from dark to light. Uh, but it would save you a whole lot of time and effort because this is like it's time consuming, but also it requires like a lot of precision because it's all like small lines and everything. So it is a tricky step. You don't really have to. You don't have to deal with this bullshit. Is what I'm saying. There are ways of doing this, but definitely Like if you were to do like a Space Wolf army and you wanted to try this and you go like we're gonna do this, just start with like the freaking stupid brick of like 20 blood claws or whatever that unit's name is that people play, and these are just like troopers, so they have less edges, and if you mess up it's still one out of 20 troopers, and but by the time you're done with number 20 these like hedgehog thing, you'll be better and go like it'll go faster and you'll be better. So then you get to the characters. Maybe not like easy, and it's never really like still need vision and much less scary too. That's a big part of it too. Is like when you don't know what the outcome is gonna be. It's like some of these techniques are kind of a little bit scary. I don't wanna fuck this up because I like what I got now, but maybe it would do better. But what if it doesn't make it better? You know what I mean? So I'm pretty happy with these hedgehogs. Maybe I'm happy with, again. I'm not doing all of them, but it does bring some like some crispiness to these pieces. Like you can see all the plates, right? That's kind of the goal. Is just so that each plate kind of stands out on its own, and you can kind of see it. I think we've achieved that. So we'll glue this fella back for the 17th time here, and then we'll move into we'll do the same thing on the power weaponry here. Give it a quick hedge highlights with the. So what color should we do next? Do we go metallics? Also, this is a good kind of like question to of what we do next. Is do we want to introduce like a lot of gold into this scheme, or do we want to keep the gold to a minimum? Because this color and silver work like really well together. We get like a super like cold miniature. That's like really interesting. I guess we should do maybe the shoulder plates is kind of the next good step here. To do just because it sets up like a big chunk of the mini. This guy's like fucking like torture tools and stuff. And look at that. He's got the fucking pliers and everything on his little. What a savage. I love him. Big fan of this fella. Okay, yeah. Let's just finish because he doesn't have lenses or anything. Maybe a couple of gems. Yeah. Okay. So we'll wait for the white highlights just because I think there's probably gems around here, and we're gonna paint the gems with this color scheme we got going on. So instead, let's go for black and burgundy. Those are gonna be our two. Let's do black first, I guess. Doesn't matter. Look at that. We had a new one. We had okay. Up. Super off cam. Hold on. Oh, hello. Okay. Use a bigger brush for this. This guy like do you guys know the lore? Is this guy like an old fart, or is this like, does he have like a specific, you know, hair color and everything? Because like, you know, like Ragnar Blackmane has like black hair because that's kind of the thing. That's the deal. Uh, but is this guy like a super old dude and like the whole Santa treatment, or is the youngling just with like a big lumberjack beard and everything? The one thing that we cannot do is make this guy a redhead. Or if we do, it has to be like really subdued, and that's just because the orange is gonna really clash with this color scheme. Because it's so dark that if we have like some sort of like bright freaking orange, it's not gonna work. We want to keep like all cold colors. So if we do red, it has to have like a lot of like browns. It'd be like, because I'm all in favor of like redhead space, especially space wolves. But we do have to tackle this in a very specific way, otherwise we're gonna fuck it up like big time. And people are gonna call him Ronald because he's a fucking clown. Don't want that. So this is gonna go kind of fast. When we start like with this thing, it's gonna go kind of fast, guys. I'm letting you guys know. Um, because again, we're keeping like a very tight palette for all of this. The really the hedge highlight on the armor was definitely the longest. Even though we're doing base coats and base coats are like technically longer, or supposed to be longer. The this scheme here is gonna really fly off. But okay. Really, right now we're just concerned about like not hitting the gray parts that kind of our only little like challenge or whatever. I think job do fine. That's cables, or much more joints. The belt, I think we're gonna do brown, but like a darker brown. So again, it doesn't overtake on anything. So we're pretty good here with this. Moving forward with all of this. Yeah, let's keep. Okay, so we're gonna change our pro. Oh, we should do one of these colors maybe. I will do this brown, and burgundy will do the shaft. Good old shaft and red tones. What could possibly be misinterpreted in this? So this color now is gonna look a little bit weird, but I have a plan to not make it weird. Because as much as I love this like burgundy, I want the turquoise to be the thing that stands out, right? And this burgundy has been my like 2025 color really. Like I've used this more this than any year before. It was pretty much my the color for burgundy. So I'll find some new obsession for next year, pretty sure. But like right now, feels like every excuse to paint this is a, like I pick some schemes because they allow me to use this color. Scheme is I thought the bluish gray was like a really cool idea, but also instantly I knew I was gonna paint the burgundy on it. So birds one stone. Oh, that's a touch up. Oh boy. Oh, we done. Oh, we done fucked up. Not a big deal. That's kind of the same thing for like for this army. We're not really gonna do like any personalized like heraldry or anything. You know, like I think like Ragnar is like supposed to have like these yellow shoulder plates or something. We're gonna keep to our to this like darker scheme for everything. Like we're not gonna introduce some yellow just because that's like the more accurate color. Instead, we're gonna go for like a super unified look for our space. Right. I think this is enough of this burgundy, unless we want to add some sort of like split scheme on the shoulder plates, which I do not think we want to add. At least not right now. Maybe we revisit this idea later. Um, let's do. I get yeah. Let's do the belt and brown right now. There's no point putting it off. We'll just give us like another base coat, and we'll do silver and gold. I think. Yeah, let's just slam down all of our base coats. That way we know if we need to fix something. The way to tackle these like test pieces is like start with the basics and then work your way up. Because maybe not all the colors work, you know. So far we're pretty lucky in that everything that we put goes where we think it should be. But maybe at some point it stops being the case. Fuck up. It happens. Okay. Um, and then we're not gonna do the bases for this guy just yet, but I want to consider either like a dark, like a matte gray. Yeah, this is bluish gray, like a matte gray. I think is gonna be a good option, or like a kind of a waste, like a desert type of wasteland, like bone color, which is much less like Space Wolf ish, but it fits really well with that like color palette. So kind of a tundra style, you know, like light brown. That's like kind of like the dead, like the dead grounds, with like very little snow covering it. You know what I mean? Um, Not a whole lot of brown on this fella, unless we do the beard in brown, which I think might as well. I don't like a compelling reason. Let's just Google. We'll finish the brown here. That doesn't matter. And let's just check the official picture. See if he's like an old fart. Maybe he's just an angry old dude. That's why he throws his hammer, yelling at customer service. That he's the kind of guy that yells at customer service people. Yeah. Sorry, and I'm. Uh, let's have a quick Google, okay? Quick Google. Arja Rock. Is there like an ancient? Oh, so they have him in a black beard, like Captain Blackbeard. Oh, somebody painted one as like a fucking salamander. That is baller. Wow. I don't know who did that. That's cool as shit. Nice. That's baller. Google Arjac. It's one of the first pictures. It's really cool. Yeah. Okay, so technically it's black. So we're gonna keep our brown. Like we'll just do dark brown. That's gonna be a okay. It fits really well. We don't need to commit to this just yet. Let's do skin tone. Quick and easy. Skin is also kind of an important feature to figure out on this army because there's a whole lot of bare-headed space wolves, right? They're one of the prime candidates of no helmets marine. Probably the most actually. Yeah, this is a commission. So this is our test model. This is the first one that we're gonna do for the entire army. But there's a 20. Francois said 2,400 points, so it's more than an army, I guess, worth of Space Wolves. We have like every single hero, in there. Bunch of infantry. I think like 20 Terminators. I think, and then 20 Wolfen. That I know for sure because I built all of them and long. 12, 9 or 12 Thunderwolves. There's a whole. It's not a small project. It's gonna be a whole lot of fun. Right. So now let's finish the face. I know I'm going a little bit left and right. Finish the face. Bit about this. Yeah, ever since the tariff things, I haven't really done any eBay. I removed all my things from the eBay because I couldn't figure out the proper shipping because like Canada Post was like all fucked up. Like the default shipping option I used was like not working anymore. And I think they fixed it, but I haven't really gone back, and that's I don't know. I haven't really looked at any of this stuff. I have a pile of Space Marine various stream models lying in my boxes. Add some like white to this, maybe. Keep just because this is a hero, so maybe on the regular troops we stay with the two color and then a shade. But because this is like a character and stuff, we'll just put some more work on the face. Because I know a lot of people hate faces, but I kind of like them. It's a fun project. I'm just done assembling. I wanted to start on the wolves, like the actual like wolves. Um, but you know, doing this one test piece is kind of way more fun. Because the wolves really don't not don't matter, but they're not like the main thing because they're you know they're just like you paint them as wolves. They don't really need to fit this aesthetic. They you know good for us if they fit, but that's not really the point. Right. So now what? Let's go for base coating silvers and gold. Yeah, so now we're gonna bring back an old classique here. I haven't done this in a while, so if you're, you know, I don't think I've done this on stream even, but we're gonna use Rune Lord Brass as our gold base color. Kind of an old favorite of mine, and then we're gonna use Lead Belcher because it fucking works. That's why. We'll start with our Lead Belcher just because I want to do mostly silver, right? I don't want to overdo the gold on this scheme. I want to keep the gold kind of to as like kind of accents, I guess. Because then if we do the hammer thing in gold, that's gonna be taller because like this gives us like kind of a yellow into our turquoise, which is very interesting. I know gold is not yellow per se. And again, same thing. This here probably would look really good in gold, but uh, as part of an army, this is gonna be like our color for the Terminator. So we're gonna make it match the Terminators, and then I think we do the skull maybe in gold, and that way we have you know we can tell this guy apart. Besides the fact that he's fucking you. We did one. If I don't do it right now, I know that I'll forget it. I'm always thinking about nuts. What? Who said that? What? Um, and then same thing on the Handville situation. I think we just go at least for the anvil, and maybe we do the halo in gold. That's a look. That's a look. That's for sure. Yeah, I think we'll then we'll freaking wolf situation. about this. Probably look good in gold. Big shield treatment. The shield, probably we do this the same thing where we do the kind of crux. Silver. Because he's a character, the icon we're gonna. Whereas the normal Terminators, we're just gonna all silver for their. This is the kind of like little details that are kind of effective, not only from a painting standpoint, but also from a gaming standpoint, because you have to. Um, my friend Francois, for who were painting this, he's plays the real Warhammer. Like he's not like me or you, or whatever. That plays this game, with beer and pretzel. He plays. He's the real deal. So having like this really easy to spot color symbols is it makes his life really easier, because then he doesn't really have to think to figure out which, like, where's the champion in is the only guy with like a big gold symbols on him. So that's kind of a that's kind of a little trick that you can use if you're into gaming. It's like you can kind of cheat your painting, help you in the game. Oh, I like super quick schemes with like all every like weird weapon is like glowing, even though it makes like no sense technically. Makes playing the game very easy because you can spot which one's your like funky weapon. So like I'm playing this Necron and there's like a couple of like different Necrons, but they're all the same. My Necrons are all painted the exact same. And like yesterday, I had to like tell my while I was playing my buddy Max, not the most like serious game, or the stakes were not really high in terms. But like a couple of times I had to go, oh wait, I pulled them wrong, and then I shuffled them back and just go, oh, this guy to not be there. So if you know if you can tell your guys apart without having to think, is there's really more power to you. Anything like me thinking is should not be doing that too much. This silver is gonna look a little bit off right now, just because it's metallics with no shading are always a little bit wonky. That's fine. You have to know. What I think we do, like our strategy, I think is going to be to paint half of this rock, like the front facing half of this rock, in one color, and then the back side of the rock a different color, and then see which one we like best. I think that's a good. That's probably a good way to test it. In terms of silver, we're almost done. I think we're gonna struggle. So this here is a little bit challenging. Okay, guys. And yep. So you know, sacrifice a chicken to make this easier. That's how it works. I'm gonna stick my tongue out of my. If it's hard to show you guys on camera, it's hard to read. Hard to like if it's hard to showcase on camera, that means even harder to see in real life because like we're holding this guy at like a weird ass angle. We don't need to overcomplicate this. Oh, poo! There's a didn't notice this before. There's like a big cable that we didn't. Let's fix it now, actually, because we think about it. Here. Okay. Careful though. Lord, the shoulder's no way. Right. And then, okay, so what we're gonna do next is the gold. So we're gonna use Rune Lord Brass here as a really cool color. Somebody commented on a video recently. I think that's why I'm thinking of this color. We did this in the past a lot, but then I don't think I used it on stream too much. But I really like it, and I like it because it's not too yellow. That's the main interest that I have right now, because none of this, like this is all blues and dark red. So if we had like a very bright yellowish gold, we're gonna fuck it up, right? This is a very toned down way to paint gold. You can see right now it's very eerily similar to the silver, but that's just because we're gonna, once we add a shade, we're gonna use shades to give them like a slightly different tones, and then they will stand apart from one another. But just the fact that when it's just a base coat they look kind of similar is exactly what we're going for, because we don't want this to really clash in contrast. That's for later. Other stuff to do. I'm not really. There's no rhyme or reason to where we start. What we do first in gold. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, the hammer has like some cool. Do. And by doing this in gold, I think the hammer, the highlights on the hammer makes way more sense. Wait, we can. The camera is not picking it up a whole lot because it's light colors, but because we did our highlight towards the middle of the hammer, now it really looks like it's glowing kind of around the rune, which is to me. That's what I found interesting about this. Oh, we could also have done this, the cap on the hammer in silver. That I think that we're gonna touch it up and do that. Again, it's gonna add in this little break. The turquoise. Ooh. Okay, guys, we are like we're almost like 90% done or something. This is moving quickly, fellas. Quickly. Okay, so now we're gonna add some silver to some other areas because the first area being the back, where I right now because we're not. I don't plan on doing the like the exhaust. Like I've seen this online a couple of times where people do this as if it's glowing. I don't plan on doing that on this arm. Bring out anything. Not like ever. I just mean on this scheme and specifically, and doing that like 20 times on all the other Terminators. I don't think that's like a way of doing. So we're just gonna add this little detail here in silver. That's just gonna break off like all this big chunk of and then the second thing, right? That's pretty much okay. Right now, what do we finish next? Let's get the beard some sort of action. We use dusk gore fur for a brown. I like that. It's kind of it's almost like Doomble brown, but it's way more muted than Doomble brown. We could also uh could use something like gore Thor. Do I have Thor brown? Oh, never mind. I changed. We're gonna use Steel Legion drab. That's very muted, and that's gonna give us like a very fine color. Because once we shade this, it's gonna be very interesting. That way we don't need to really like introduce any red. Oh, we didn't do the details on the belt. Oh, that's a because Doomble Brown and Tusk Gore, they do have like a lot of like orange red in together in the long run. So, and brush, we're not going crazy with this. This gives us like just some definition without having to go over really quickly. We don't need to do not need to go crazy. And then we'll pick our silver real quick. Fix the belt situation. Radio. Again, the belt is like we need to paint it because it's there, but really nobody cares or like it shouldn't be the main thing. You don't really want people to go, that's a nice belt on a guy that has like a freaking big ass shield and a big ass glowing hammer. So now we're gonna use a Grox Earth Shade, and a Grox we're gonna use on the gold and on the skin tone. We're gonna start on the gold because we're pretty generous there. And now that's gonna make a big break with the silver. But it's still gonna be very muted because it's not a bright, it's not like a bright color that we're using, and a Grox is not the eye-catching color either. So it's really just to add some more contrast to it. Even though I'm like, we're applying a pretty generous amount of it. Very careful because I don't want this to bleed into the. Oh, also forgot lightning bolt. Fix it right now before moving any further with this. Come back and like shade it at the end because by the time that we're done with the rocks, it's right. Back to a. You could make a case for doing the belt in this color, but I don't think we will. I think we'll use black, just blend this, like take away some of the brown from it, blend it back into the mini. So go right here. On the face, I'm not being generous at all. I'm really one coat just to give us some shade, some extra shading, but really don't need to add too much. And so that takes care of this, and now let's do black. So we'll actually do two. No, we're not. No, no, no. Not what we're doing. We are gonna highlight this. So now we're gonna do a mix, which is not something I usually do, but it's gonna look fire. We could also maybe we don't do a mix and we just. So if we do a mix, we can mix in a bone color into this, and then we get some sort of like a brick type of color. That's very interesting. The downside is it's a mix of colors, so we have to repeat this mix across an entire army, which sucks balls. Because then the alternative is we use Screamer Pink, and then we shade Screamer Pink with black. Well, we're gonna shade it with black anyway. But if we shade Screamer Pink with black, then it takes off a lot of this. A lot of the pinkness basically. So that's. So I think doing the bone color would be better in the grand scheme of thing. I think in the concept of this isn't. Something's beeping my. It's a coffee machine, I think. Anyway, yes, I think on a single mini, I think the bone would be a lot better. Because this is part of an army, I think it makes a lot more sense to just use Screamer Pink, like lightly, and then shade with black. Because we don't want this to be pink. That's not the goal, right? We really don't want to overdo. Like this is like highlighted enough. We don't need to overdo this. And then once we shade it, it's gonna take away that pink. Like I'm pretty sure I could find the brick color if I went looking for it, because it's not a Games Workshop color. That's the sad part. But for me, I like the. I know I'm the weird one. I like the Games Workshop colors. Um, like that color does exist. Like brick is like a color that's manufactured. You know. So if this doesn't pan out the way I want it with the shade, I might just go looking for like the AK range or something. Uh, Next time I go to a game store, just to just to get the proper shading in one pot, and then to worry about this. But honestly, I think this is gonna work. Because like this, it does not look pink, you know. So like we kind of did what we wanted to do, where this definitely is not pink right now. So like we're good on that front. What do we do next? Give the oh we should do the one spear thing that was not done, and then I think maybe we tackle the silver. Probably yeah. Probably the right logical step. So silver, we're gonna use thin down Black Templar contrast. I don't want to use the Nuln Oil on this. We're not gonna be potent enough. I want this to be very dark because the silver right now is the lightest color on this mini. I do not want this to be the case. So I'm not going super like heavy with this. I'm going for kind of even coat with this contrast. And I'm just gonna let it do this thing. Shade everything for us, and it should be, like we see all of these details and everything. So we get some sort of like cheaters black lining too, which I'll never argue against using this. Here, I don't think I want to do the brown with this. I think I want to do the brown with just null oil. Gonna be very careful. Just hit the metallics, not. This is really one of the less impactful ones because even if we do hit the brown, it won't make a big difference. It's just gonna be more shaded, which not really. Because like that's pretty much the goal is to have the brown painted but kind of hidden inside the mini. The more I'm talking about this, the more convincing myself this contrast paint instead of the of the null oil on it. But I think I'll resist. We're Nicolas, bonjour. No more Twitch. I mean, it still exists, but I haven't used Twitch in 6. Um, at least. Right, so we have this one. Lots of paint. Um, okay. Okay. So I'm not going to the Grand Clash because it's the same weekend as the Scanhammer team tournament, which I am helping and running. So I will be in Ontario during that weekend. Not doing the clash. Okay. Uh, so 50% of me hopes that Francois doesn't like this, that we can keep this model. Okay. But then another 50% of me wants Francois to like this so we can paint 2400 more points of this. You know? This is literally a win-win paint scheme. Because right now there's no like he doesn't like this. We buy a new Arjac and we have a cool Arjac painted that way. I buy a new one for him and we paint it in a different scheme. I guess um a more classique scheme for Space Wolf because this may be a little bit out of it's not the most like crazy color, but it's definitely not like a standard color. Let's put it that way. Um. Well, so Grand Clash and Canhammer, they're not like enemies. They didn't do it on purpose. It's just they both had like they were very restricted in terms of weekends, and so um like it was not like done on purpose because they both would attend like the old world because Canhammer also has old world, and so the old world people would attend both of these events, right? It's just because they have they both have like large venues like 12 year or showing again whatever. They have like one venue that they can use, like literally there's one, and so they have to use the dates they're offered to do it there. And kind of the same thing for Canhammer. It's like Canhammer team tournaments is 30 teams of 8 people right now, and they might expand to some more. And because the 30 sold out in the first 24 hours, so like that's 300 people. For the 40K section. So right. So now we're doing the non-oil, and so we're gonna be pretty generous on the burgundy color to really like smack down the pink, so it doesn't look pink at all. Then there was no end. Then there was right. Um. So now what we have left is really highlight. Well, there's a couple of gems. There's a couple of like stones or whatever. No, wasn't last year? Wasn't it in like Shawinigan or Saint Hyacinthe or whatever? Like bordering 12 years? I don't know. I don't remember. Anyway, I was part of that conversation when they had it at the capital city, so that's why I know that it was like they were both like really locked into very specific weekend, and they Ooh, 3 different events. And so again, in the interest of like simplicity and keeping this very unified, what we're gonna do is we're gonna paint the little like rocks, the skulls, the same color. Again, this keeps our paint scheme very unified, and also it's a very mundane little detail that won't really affect like the outcome. And these all have like little silver details on them, so we're gonna have to touch up the little silver. I, I'm sorry, this miniature is fucking insane. Okay, not. Well, I mean the painting. I really like the way that we're the paint scheme comes out, but the model is like this. This has been like a blast. Like what we're like 1 hour 50 in, been really cruising. Like we're not like attempting to like speed run through this model, right? So they like this is a really oh shit, we forgot to do the shading on the ins like it's fucking invisible, right? But we'll get we'll but yeah, so we haven't really, tried to speed run through this. We kind of went leisurely pace, I think. Yet here we are. This is pretty stoked about this result. We do need to fix the black situation. Like the black has like no nothing, right? So it's just like a flat coat of black, which is a little bit lackluster. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna touch up all these little details in silver because there's a bunch of them. I'm doing this now so I can just highlight the little bone situation and then we can fade this. Gonna be done with that part so we don't go back to it. Right. Right. Oh, that well, but now we know, right? I generally agree with like it's like the like everything is like kind of painted and like this we did like a very minimal thing. Like if you were to like really look, you'd see that there's like angles and stuff that are bad, but now we know, right? Because it's all like the camera is sad. It's a very insulting tool because we flip them all around and it gives us like all these squeaky clean angles that normally like to see this angle we need to grab my miniature in your hand, flip it, and actively look at inside the shield, which is the most mundane part of the mini. So it's very insulting that someone would notice that it's unpainted because it requires a lot of step to get to the point of hey, this part's not painted. But uh now it's on the internet, so we'll know. So we have to address this. Because I don't trust the internet in keeping secrets. You know, this is not like Vegas. It doesn't stay. It doesn't stay here. Uh, that's okay because with very minimal effort here, we'll get to the good result. We got like silver on most of it, and then really letting the contrast kind of do its thing. It flows really well, so just gonna trust that the contrast does its thing. And now it's this kind of a and we don't one that vaguely recall that we needed to do, but I guess we'll do a last like checkup or something. Oh really? Only primed parts and you wanna hey, that's that's baller. What was his sorry, what was Torvarion's entry in Golden Demon? I don't think I've seen it. Because I haven't looked at the since I didn't go to I'm assuming he's in the US. I didn't go this year at Adepticon, which is where the Golden Demons are held, so previous years I went and I could see the whole thing. That was really fun, but I feel like this year I just like missed out on it because I missed out on Adepticon. We'll use Iron Rack skin. I think that's a cool color. Oh, it was years ago. Okay, so it's not. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I understand. I thought it was like a brand new scandal to add to the scandals of recent Golden Demons. You know. Oh, he's Austrian. Austrian. I got you. Okay, right. So now we do the little box and whatnot. Just a quick highlight. Like, don't need to go crazy with this. Again, we're gonna shade this to again bring out some more detail, but also to darken it just a little bit so that it's not like a doesn't stick out too much. And like notice on the helmets or this little piece here, even though it's the exact same color, it doesn't really matter. Nobody really like this is not one of those like is a big deal or whatever. That's the same color that we um. Okay, this is fire. I'm having a blast right now with this miniature. Now, um, right. What to do? What to do? So we have to. Let's take our teal color, turquoise. I like turquoise. Ring to it. Also got a nice color to it, which I'll give it like feather shade. Okay, and then we'll do the couple of gems. There's like a two or three. Not a whole lot. This guy not bringing the full bling situation. I respect. You're allowed to not. There's not even one of the shields, so yeah. Yeah. And then we can use our white. We'll highlight this and the hammer as well, because remember the hammer we did not edge highlight when we as we were doing this. So now's a good time. So first we'll give the gem like a kind of a quick. And then let's just go for again. Very careful here. Feel like you're gonna mess up the entire thing. So, and then if you really wanted, you could paint like the inside of the. Let's try to see if it focuses on it. You could paint like the inside of these little like carved out runes into with white, and that would give you like a kind of a more shiny look. But I think that needs like a lot more work, because if you try to do that and you don't do it kind of like correctly, it's a lot of these like OSL effect. That's their main problem, is like if you don't do it properly, it's like super bad. Like there's no way to just do like a kind of a quick word to it, a quick work to it. Sorry. And so sometimes it's like kind of not worth the trouble to like kind of half-ass it, or just we'll do this quickly, because it quickly does not work at all. This is one of those effects where if you don't do all the glowy parts together, like don't bother trying to do them, because it only makes things worse. Uh, Speaking of making things work, this is great freaking me. Okay, now we need to highlight the black. I have no clue how to do this simply. I think we're gonna go for Dark Reaper, because Dark Reaper is kind of a mix of this and this. We're gonna keep kind of all the same, same tones. Like right, so this here, so this is our base of gray. This is our highlight of gray, and this is our edge highlight of gray. And this here is Dark Reaper, which is really, like the in betweener. This has way less blue and green into it, so that's why I think it's gonna be interesting. We'll give it a whirl. If it doesn't work, I have like other ideas, but also it's the one that matters kind of less, because the black right now is just one base coat. So at this point in time, yes, is indeed. I mean, I'm very happy with how this turned out. I hope Francois likes it when I put to him. But then again, no losers here, because if he doesn't like it, I'll just keep it for myself and buy a new one. Find a different team. I have absolutely zero problem keeping this miniature for myself. Especially my buddy Mike now has Thousand Suns, right? Because some douche painted a whole Thousand Suns army for him. He got it, got it committed. So if I can get like Space Wolves, we can make epic battles. One time per 2 year. The every this is a project for one game every 2 years, so it's like a smart, financially responsible decision. Um, what? And the real that right now, I don't want to do like too much in terms of touching up uh touching up the black here, or highlighting the black, because I want the black to be very clearly defined from the armor. Now, well, that's why I'm not using icy blue mixed in black, because I don't want to have that like kind of again blue color really too much, because the armor is really blue. So if I want this to be in the same kind of tone, but not necessarily not steal away the blue. So because the alternative is to use like kind of a charcoal type of color, which has like bone into it, and then the bone kind of ties into this like the brick color that I was planning to use, and then the actual bones, and then that was the other alternative. So we get like a very matte type of color for the black highlight, so that again the blue from the armor colors stands out, or stand on its own. Actually, I guess is a more better way of saying it. Now we do need to give the little bones and stuff some sort of like, I think Null Oil is gonna be fan, like wine. On these little here, and I don't really care that these silver pieces are only highlighted with null oil and not our Black Templar mix. I don't. It's such a small, trivial thing. And now, because this is a hero, we are gonna take a quick second and so this is what we're gonna do next is completely stupid, and you should not do this at home. Okay. But I'm here for the sake of entertainment. And since we're streaming, I don't really care about my like per hour ratio or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, even though it's a commission and you know, you get paid a decent amount. We're streaming this, so fuck it. You know. Uh, so lots of opportunity here to mess up. That's why I don't recommend you do this. However, the payoff is really cool. We're taking our Black Templar, and then we're gonna work in all of these like scratches in the shield. We're gonna do the same thing in the armor, just to make them really black. And I'm just doing the scratch. We're not doing the full freaking like runes and whatnot. Just the like bal damage. Because what that gives us now is, because we took our sweet time earlier, like way earlier at the beginning of the stream, and we did the edge highlight. Now we get this edge highlight of like super light right next to this black, like super black gap into the minis, and that's where we get like the insane contrast, and it makes things stand out. But we don't want to overdo this, and it's kind of a long, tedious process. So I don't recommend this, but pretty cool thing. Also, my plan was to be done by 3, and it's 1, so we're really like we're which I don't know why I thought I would like finish at what kind of crazy model this. And this is a very cartoony. Okay. But this is a super bioengineered space Viking with a glowing hammer, so you know, realism kind of. And you could amplify this if you wanted. You could add like some extra bal damage. I didn't, again, because this is part of an army that I don't think needs extra bal damage on it. But it's, this option is there for you. Right. Right. And we could have done the same in the cloak, mind you. Like the holes in the cloak. You know what? We're gonna do that. Yeah. Exactly the same idea, because they're like right next to the highlights. We get like a very stark light to dark contrast, and that really amplifies the holes. And if there's one thing that's popular on the internet, amplified holes with what? Okay. Right. Stu, no more. Oh, I guess wait, we kind of fucked up. Well, I say we, but it's a me thing, not you. But I only did the plates, but there's a couple of vents here and there that I absolutely did not highlight. Let's spend a minute on. Oh, there's a. Oh, poo! I didn't. Damn, nobody warned me. There are like little rocks here. Yeah, I see. You guys kept it secret from me. You're trying to sneak one by me. Wait for me to say, "Oh, this is done," and say, "Well, you didn't paint all of it." You know, that's I see right through you, fellas. This is a conspiracy type. I see. Saboteurs. Bunch of saboteurs, all of you. Uh, right. And then highlight this right now. We don't need to wait for anything. And then we'll kind of give this like a moment to dry, and we'll dabble with the little rock situation a little bit. So we there's two options, okay, for the rock, and let's see here. We'll switch. We don't need this brush here. We'll use like a bigger. So I don't have I don't have a base like ready, and also I don't know exactly what I want in terms of basing, right? So either we go for like a really black color, like a very like dark, and then very bare bones like gray. That works usually. So what we'll do is we'll take our my two test ideas, which one of them is this, the other one is this, okay? And they do a very different result. So what I think is the smart way to go at this is we'll do the front in one color, then the back in another, and we'll try to kind of get like a like an idea of do we like this or not, okay? Again, because the base in this case does not we have a placeholder base. Well, they both can have like snow added to them, which of course is like the very space wolfy thing. But like straight up snow, it never looks good. You need like some texture and then snow like around it, kind of like an addition. Do up to like kind of this point here, because definitely snow is 90% happening. Because painting space wolves, like what are we doing, right? But it cannot be just snow. Is my the main. Because even if we were to do like, let's say a majority of snow, we would still need like some sort of like a rock or something to just kind of break down the like, chunk of white. Because I wanted to be careful around the foot here because I don't want to have to touch up the. So yeah, the base is fine. We can fuck up this placeholder base 9 ways till Sunday. It doesn't really matter, but the base marine I would prefer not to fuck it up too. So like this is like kind of an interesting color because just the without texture or anything because this really like stands out, right? That being said, black is hard to fuck with, you know. Careful. This guy's like fucking dinosaur ribs on his base for no fucking reason. Ours is not the question. Why is this guy standing on fucking Triceratops skeleton? Nobody. Right. So black is sort of interesting. I mean, black is interesting just because it brings up the fucking Space Marine, whereas this is kind of its own. Like this is its own thing. It doesn't need like it. This adds like another kind of layer to our Space Marine. This just showcases our Space Marine. Right? Like this is not. It's a like a blank slate. I don't. I'm not too sure if you're. Just leave a. If you're watching this in like in a rerun, just leave a comment on which one you think looks best. Like, I mean, if you stuck through to this part of the video, you definitely deserve to be heard. Because really honestly the bases is something that like that's a problem for max in like a max in a week or something. Like next Saturday, Max needs to have this shit figured out. But until that point, really, I have a bunch of Space Wolves to have fun with. So the base color really is not a big concern to me for right now. So I have time to ponder upon this. But these are definitely my two front runner ideas. And I might scour the internet. But yeah, for now, I think this is going to be our. This is our test model for the upcoming Space Wolves. You know what? I like add just a little bit, just a smidge more work here. I put paint on my face. No, I think. I've been staring at this for a little while now, and every time I look at it, I'm going. Right. Because these ones were highlighted and not these ones, and that was bugging me. And we could also do the ones on top, but I don't really care too much about them. They bring nothing. Right. So I'm pretty happy with this. We'll see what Francois says about this, and then yeah, we'll have some sort of like Christmassy time stream for sure. It's gonna be the Magnus. I found it recently. Totally forgot I bought a Magnus to paint on stream. Found it recently while cleaning some stuff for the studio. So we're gonna have another one. We're gonna have one actually in December at some point. I don't know when. So thanks for keep checking in. I don't know exactly if you guys have like suggestions. It's probably gonna be between like the 22nd and the Christmassy time because I do really not much during the holidays. So yeah, probably around those dates. I'll bring out like the funny Christmassy hats for this occasion. So yeah, we'll have fun about this. I don't know when, but stick around. Thanks for being here again. If you're watching through with this, take a second to like this video. It gives me much help. I don't know what it does exactly, but appreciated. I know I like it. I don't know what it does. I know I like it. And then yeah, until next time. I'll see you next time. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for being here.